Hello everyone, this is Maria Loves Art. Today we will be working on an Alice in Wonderland theme miniature. It is not a kit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Let's get started. Here we have some 3D printed pieces. So all the 3D printed pieces were printed out by my husband, so thank you for that. Some of these items that we will be working with did take several hours to make. I still had to assemble some of them and paint them. It took several hours more plus the drying time. This is only one side right here, but it has another side to it. I also have another one to make. This chest piece did take several layers of paint. I did use 2 shades of red for this. So this is what it looks like so far. The red heart blends in a little bit too much. What do you think? Leave a comment. One side has a heart and the other does not. I'm adding some black acrylic paint to the edges. I'm going to go all the way around where the red part is and blend it in. It'll make the chest piece pop out just a little bit more. It's kind of like when you're putting on eyeliner and blending it in. That's the same thing I am doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and add the gold to the top and the middle part. I also decided to paint the heart gold. I wanted it to pop out. I think that did the trick. So now we have the other part of the heart. I'm going to paint it gold and then I will be adding some silver to it. I decided to add a little pearl bead. It really dresses it up. So for the red queen's throne, it did not come out exactly the way I thought it would. I was picturing 4 legs without all that chunkiness to it in the bottom. As I kept on looking at it, I realized that I could really make it work. So the bottom of the throne has the same shape as the seat, and it has kind of like a curve to it. This throne is very unique and I'm really loving it. I did paint around the edges to the back of the chest piece, just in case for some reason the green filament would be seen. We're going to go ahead and put the chest piece together and then we will put the back of the heart where it belongs. Now that it's all assembled, what do you think? So now that the throne had time to dry, we're going to add some gold. So I'm cutting off a little bit of this and I'm going to add it around the chair. I think it is so pretty and I think this chair came out even better than I expected. I just love it. I'm going to cut out a little bit more of these little stone-like pieces. I need to make sure to trim all the little thread off. I'm going to use some jewelry glue and apply these little stones. These little jewelry pliers seem to help. They have rough edges. It prevents the beads from flying across the table. It just came out so pretty. I really do love it. So now we have the cat. It came out pretty good. I went ahead and painted him all silver, and I was trying to think of the color I want him to be because there's some that have it purple and then some that have like a teal color. So once I added the solid color, I was able to add little strokes of teal representing the fur. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment. You can see that the blue has a little bit of white to it. What I did was I tried not to wipe my brush off and just add some white. Just make sure to blend it in a bit. So what I'm doing now is just using a sewing needle to add little white spots on his eyes. I'm also going to use the sewing needle to add some teeth. I went ahead and left some thread on the needle. This is just in case I do lose the needle, I'll be able to find it. So right here I'm using Diamond Glaze. It's a product that they use for jewelry. I really like to use it, and I have used it on several of my projects. I need to make sure that it doesn't have any little air bubbles in it, so I shook it a little bit and I'm using the brush. It will end up drying clear. I'm going to be using the fishing string for his whiskers. So I ended up going to this baking supply shop, and then I found this mold here. So there are several sizes here, and I'm using the two smaller ones. I ended up only using one because it was small and not as thick. This is very easy to use. All you have to do is just get a small amount of polymer clay, push it in, and take it out. Once I started using this mold, I got so many of these roses done. These are ready to go in the little polymer clay oven. I also ended up buying this little item here. It has a really nice pattern to it, and I knew I could use it for this project. It's not flexible like the other mold was, but it has such a pretty design. I really wanted to use it. So this is what it looks like. I'll show you how I made the mushrooms. I started this project July 20th when I was working on leisure time and enjoy the time. Okay, so this is how I made the rose before I bought the mold. It would have took so long just to make one rose. This part is of course sped up. And this is how I made a leaf with polymer clay. I sure wish I had a small miniature mold for this. If I don't have one, I'll probably end up using some leaves that I already have. So this is what they look like in the polymer clay oven. They're still a little bit hot. So once they cooled off, I started painting them, and then I ended up adding a glow-in-the-dark paint. This was on August 28th, so I was still working on the other project. There is so much more to do. I usually start with the base, but this time I did not start with that. I'm going to get back to working on this project. Don't forget to check back and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much. Goodbye.